Use code PAID10 for 10% off your next order of Advanced GG. The Solstice of Heroes has arrived and we have a brand new combat bow called the Fortunate Star. Now we already have a plethora of bows to use in Destiny 2, so is there anything special about this one to make it worth your time to grind out the most exciting activity in Destiny 2, the Bonfire Bash? What are the perks? What are the stats? What's the god roll? These are questions that will all be answered in this video, so that way you guys will know, is this bow weak or is it worth using?
Weak? You.
I know. You're a f***ing disappointment.
Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Pay to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
The Fortunate Star is a legendary energy combat bow and it does void damage. It's a lightweight frame, so you're going to be able to draw quickly and move faster while this weapon is equipped. This is not the only void lightweight frame bow we have in the game. We also have the Imperial Needle, which came from the Battlegrounds back in the day. I think the only way to get this now is by getting it from Xur or if Banshee brings it, but correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. And we also have the Lethophobia lightweight void bow. And if you take a look at the base stats, nothing really stands out too much. The stats are kind of just average compared to the other two. It does have a better accuracy stat than these other two bows, which is really good. This bow does come with a couple of origin traits. First up, you have Dream Work. Once per reload, assist or assisted final blows partially refill the weapon from reserves and increase reload speed for a short duration. Bows receive a faster draw time. And then you have Vice Stinger. Damaging an enemy with this weapon has a small chance to reload this magazine and increase movement speed while aiming down sights. Bows receive faster draw speed, and that is specifically a 15% decreased draw time to bows. It seems as though both of these perks synergize well with bows for that faster draw time. The website doesn't state an exact draw time for the origin trait Dream Work, but like I said, Vice Stinger says it gives a 15% decrease to draw time. So let me know down in the comments if Dream Work gives you a faster decrease to your draw time. But in the meantime, until we find out, I'm going to say go with Vice Stinger for the origin trait. Because with all bows, typically you're going to want to decrease that draw time as much as you can. Now when it comes to the bowstrings and the arrows, like I said, typically you want to decrease the draw time as much as you can while increasing the accuracy stat, in my opinion. So for the bowstring, I would say go with Polymer String. That is going to give you a +5 to accuracy and it's going to reduce the draw time by 36. Now when it comes to choosing an arrow, I would say go with either Fiberglass Arrow Shaft. That's going to give you a +15 to your accuracy and reduce your stability by 5, but that's not really too big of a deal, reducing the stability on bows. Or you can go with something like Straight Fletching, which gives you a +10 to your accuracy and doesn't hurt any of your stats. Now in the first column of trait perks, we have Archer's Tempo. Draw time decreases after every precision hit. This is going to decrease the draw time by 25%, and the good thing about this is that you don't need to score a kill. You just need to get that precision hit. Then we have Repulsor Brace. Defeating void debuff targets grants an overshield, and that overshield is going to grant you an extra 45 hit points, and it's going to last for 8 seconds. Then you have Successful Warm-Up. Each final blow increases the charge time. So every time you get a weapon kill, you're going to get a 37.5 decreased draw time to your bow. So this is going to give you a better decrease to draw time than Archer's Tempo, but Archer's Tempo doesn't require a kill. Successful Warm-Up, you do have to get a kill. And we have Enlightened Action. Dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. This stacks up to 12 times, and at that 12 time stack, you are going to get 50 handling and 50 reload speed. Then we have Hipfire Grip, increases accuracy, stability, and precision hit targeting when firing from the hip. It's a decent perk, especially when you pair this with another perk that you can roll in the next column, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Then you have Air Trigger, increases ammo reserves when airborne accuracy and reload speed are increased, but target acquisition is decreased. I played around with this perk a little bit, didn't notice too much of a difference just by jumping in the air, so I think you're better off going with like Archer's Tempo or Successful Warm-Up. Then you have Loose Change. Applying an elemental debuff to a target increases this weapon's reload speed, aim assist, and movement while aiming down sights for a short duration. It's going to give you a +50 to reload speed and a +20 to aim assist, and a 20% decreased ADS movement speed. Moving on to the last column of perks, you have Archer's Gambit. Hipfire precision hits grant a massive draw speed bonus for a short duration. It's going to give you a 60% decreased draw time, so you actually could pair this with something like hipfire grip just to make sure you keep landing those crits, and then slap on a hipfire grip mod to increase the accuracy even more. Or if you want to get that decreased draw time down even more, you can go with Archer's Tempo or Successful Warm-Up. Then we have Destabilizing Rounds. Final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. Top tier perk for PvE, especially if you pair it with Repulsor Brace. The footage that you're seeing in the background is actually Repulsor Brace and volatile rounds, so I'm able to debuff enemies and get that constant overshield up and spread volatile all across the battlefield. Very good perk to have on this bow. Then you have Golden Tricorn. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage. It stacks 2 times. At 1 time stack, you're going to get a 15% increase to damage, and at a 2 time stack, you're going to get a 50% increase to damage. So if you guys were looking for a damage perk on this bow, I would definitely consider going with Golden Tricorn. Up next, we have Opening Shot. Improves accuracy and range on the opening shot of an attack. Gonna get that plus 20 aim assist, plus 25 range, 5% decreased accuracy cone size, 10% decreased accuracy cone growth, and this perk does reset every 3.1 seconds. Then we have Precision Instrument. Dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. This stacks up to 6 times, is going to cap out at a 25% increase to damage. It's a decent damage buff for not even having to get a kill, but like I said, if you're going to go for a damage perk in this column, I would go with Golden Tricorn, because you will be able to get that 50% increase to damage. Next up, we have Disruption Break. Breaking an enemy's shield with this weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. So anytime you break a shield, that combatant is now going to take 50% more damage from your kinetic weapon for 5.5 seconds. It is a pretty sizable damage increase, but it's very situational. Then last but not least, we have Kill Clip. Kill Clip states that reloading after a kill grants increased damage. That is a 25% increase to your damage. The extra damage is nice in PvE, but it doesn't really do anything in PvP. It's not like you can one-shot a Guardian with Kill Clip in the Crucible. I guess it will help you with damage drop-off though, so that is something to consider. So Guardians, what is the god roll? Well, in my opinion, for PvP, I would say go with Polymer String, Fiberglass Arrow Shaft, Archer's Tempo, and Opening Shot. That would give you a very consistent bow in the Crucible. But another very good option is the same exact roll, but instead of Opening Shot, go with Disruption Break. I know there are a lot of gamers out there who already utilize this playstyle, where you one-shot them with the bow, break their shield, and then quickly swap to something like a kinetic hand cannon, and it will be an easy cleanup, and it'll still have a super fast time to kill. And then of course you want to be looking for something like a draw time masterwork, and then perhaps maybe a free hand grip mod. That would be a pretty good option for PvP. And when it comes to PvE, you guys probably already saw this coming, but I would go with Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds. That combo is just too nasty to pass up on any void weapon. And then once again go with a draw time masterwork and a free hand grip. But Guardians, those are just my opinions on the god roll. Let me know what you guys think about this weapon down in the comments. Are you guys gonna grind this out, or do you already have a good void bow that you're using? If you guys are new here and found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Leave a like if you enjoy the content. Follow me over on Twitch for the live streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.